Hey buddy, how are you?
Yeah, man. What's happening?
I'm all good, I'm all good. How is it north of the wall?
Oh man, it's crap weather. It's been crap the whole weekend. It's been crap the whole. In fact, you know what? What happened was we've got a wee gap in the window where a wee draft comes through, and I had a big, massive puddle in the living room
Yeah. Oh
because
no.
of the rain today. It was ridiculous. The wife was going mental, so
Well,
had to had to take care of
that's what you get
that.
when you're living in a when you're living in a lesser country, eh? So guys, I'm having a quick chat with Zahid from Z1 Fitness up in Glasgow. He
Yo.
owns Z1 Fitness. He's got his Superwoman project going. So if you don't know Zahid, then you gotta get to know. God, I sounded like a posh rapper there. I'll get to know. But this is Zahid, man. He's doing some big things. We've been friends for about 3 months now, or slightly less than three
Yeah.
months. And I've just watched what he's doing and the progress that he's having with all his clients just explode, and everyone's so happy up there, regardless of the weather that they're having. So I thought
Yeah.
because he's got a pretty big backstory of his own. He's actually been featured in the Sun, and I think for all of you guys and for all of my clients, for all of Zahid's clients, we can really kind of understand the position that he was in, the position that you're in, and how you can overcome those fears, those insecurities, those obstacles that you feel may be getting in your way at the moment, how to overcome them and push forward to achieving more than you thought possible. So Zahid, I mean, can you just give us a brief explanation of what you're doing at the moment and a little bit into your background?
So at the moment, what we are doing is I'm literally just changing lives basically. In extent, that's what I'm doing. You know, we've got our group training facility running, different groups of women, and we're training about between eight and 10 per group. And yeah, it's just literally group training, nutritional advice, and just making sure there's a support and a community
Hmm.
that can help each other. You know, as a good support system, it can help everyone, regardless of what position they're in, regardless of where we're starting out from. It's just basically where they've got that. These women have got that support. So yeah, it's a Superwoman project, a train woman only, and yeah, things
How
are
important do you
really
find that?
great.
How important do you find having that community and that group of people is?
It's very important, mate. Very, very important. Honestly, it's just I find that the support system
Hmm.
alone is what's going to get you through where these women want to get to. You know, I remember one client at the first session said that she didn't want to come back because she was demotivated because of the exercises because she wasn't able to do it. And then all I got her, pulled her to the side, I got everyone else, and I goes, tell her how far you guys have came.
Yeah.
You know, she got demotivated because of progress that someone else had made or the other one had made. I was telling where you have came from at the very start, and then it's just really that whole encouragement and the whole environment that everyone's in really picks everyone through. You know,
We
it's,
find
it's more than just weight loss.
Yeah,
It's more.
we find exactly the same over here because we're very select. We only take on 40% of the people that we see because we've got to know that these people are going to be the positive kind of people, the ones that are going to give it their all, really to make
Yeah.
a change. Because once you start getting negative people into that group, they start dragging other people down with them,
Uh-huh.
and it's
That's
contagious.
true.
Negativity is contagious, and it has a huge impact on a group like that. So you've got to be very careful. So,
Yeah.
Zahid, man, where were you a few years ago? Let's have a little background of where you were a few years ago.
A few years ago, I was an obese guy. I was 23 stones.
And
I was
you're 5 foot, aren't you?
6 foot. 6 foot. I think you're 5 foot, aren't you?
Here comes a short joke.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I was 23 stones. I was overweight, obese. You know, I was triple XL in clothes, 44 waist. Everything regarding my everyday life was shit. You know, I was always lethargic, low of energy. Everywhere I went, you know, it was just like a constant struggle. Even walking up hills, not even big hills necessarily, wee small hills, going up the stairs, you know, just like every general everyday tasks was kind of mission, really. You know, and I think what done it for me is I'd had enough. You know, the event that led to me starting my weight loss journey is when I could no longer fit in a ride at a carnival.
What?
Yeah. So what happened was we were on the ride. The guy went to close the safety catch,
Right.
and it would not close just due to the sheer size of my stomach.
Wow.
And it was just that embarrassing moment right there and then
Wow. Yeah.
that I realised that fuck, I need to change it. I need to change now because this should not be happening at all. It should not be happening, and I think that's what led to me starting my journey. Although the start wasn't great, again I kept it consistent. And then, lo and behold, 3 years later, I'm 12 stone down.
12.
And
So you lost half your weight then?
yeah.
Wow.
12 stone down, and I gave up a career in law to help others who are going through the exact same thing as what I went through.
Awesome.
So, yeah, things are going.
So what do you think it was? Why do you think that it took that pretty really embarrassing moment, essentially? Why do you think it took you that long to really decide that you know, now I've had enough, now I've actually got to change? Because there's going to be a lot of people in the same kind of situation that you're in, maybe not quite as bad, but they're going to be thinking, they're going to be going, yeah, you know, I want to make a change, but I'm just not that motivated, I'm just not that interested, I'm just, you know, I want to make a change, but I don't think I can commit to the energy, the time, and the effort. Why was it that you think you couldn't make a change before you hit that point?
To be honest, I didn't make the change because I was lazy.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. I was lazy. You know, I wasn't bothered. For me, it was just I couldn't be bothered. Literally, I was lazy at the end of the day. And until that moment happened, I realised that if I carried on the way I was going, it wouldn't just be getting into a ride that would be my worries. You know, it'll be future health problems, diabetes, a heart attack, you know, heart disease. Eventually, those would be the issues, and I probably would not be here if I carried on the way I was going, because I love my food, and I still do to this day love my food, but I loved my food too much, and I was just overeating on crap, and I was going to get to that stage. You know, diabetes runs in my family. My grandparents from both sides, my mum and dad, are both diabetic, and it's just,
wow.
I would eventually be, I would probably be diabetic today if I carried on with the way things are going, and in general I would not be the person that I am today if I did carry on the way I was going. So
what was it that you got out of food? What was it that you got out of getting so big, and the reason that you didn't change? So what were you looking for? Because I'm asking you these in a specific series of questions, because this is the way we kind of counter our clients' weight loss, because we call it the 3 A's. You've got the awareness, you've got the ambition, and you've got the action. So the awareness is something that pretty much 90% of people is really lacking, and I'm guessing that was what you were lacking until you got to that point where you're like, fuck, you know, this ride there's all these people staring at me, there's all these people sniggering, laughing, I can hear what they're saying, but you shouldn't have got to that point. So why do you feel you weren't aware of these implications, these same implications, before you got on that ride?
I was just hiding from reality, I'd say. You know, I was just putting a fake mask on and just hiding from the fact that I was a fat guy.
Yeah.
You know, I was just hiding from it. I put a fake mask on. I'd take a piss at myself, calling me the big fat guy in front of everyone, so no one else would make the jokes about me, or I would say it to make myself feel better about me being fat. So I'd probably say that I was just putting a fake mask on and trying to hide away from the reality. And that reality was I was a 23 stone obese fat guy at the end of the day. And I was the biggest of all my friends, and I would just put this mask on just to hide away from the problems, or I'd go to food to try and comfort myself even more. And at the end of the day, it was an ongoing circle. You know, I wasn't getting anywhere with it.
Yeah.
In fact, things were getting worse, and that's not how I intended my life to be honest. You know, so it was. For me, it was just putting a fake mask on and hiding from
just
it all.
Being, you know, big Zahid, you know, lovely, bubbly kind of guy that that everyone likes talking to. But deep down inside, you weren't happy, and that's putting that on just to protect yourself.
Yeah, it wasn't me. I was not. It was not a true reflection of myself. I felt that I could not be me because I was so unconfident within myself. Although people go, "Oh, you're confident, you're great," and this and that, I would say I was not a confident person. I was really self-conscious about everything. Even like going on nights out with friends and stuff like that. I was really, really self-conscious. I hated looking in mirrors. I always wore black. I'm wearing black just now.
You haven't dressed up like I have.
I know. I don't do fancy. I was out last night with a missus. I goes, I'm going to put this cap on with a pink shirt.
I don't think I've actually seen you without that cap.
Yeah. So honestly, for me, it was just I was not the person who I wanted to become. It wasn't the true me.
Yeah.
So.
And how did that feel when you weren't the kind of the person that you really wanted to be?
It felt like you were living a lie, really. You felt like you weren't the you felt, I don't know, like you just feel like you're alone and no one understands you, or no one gets you. And you've got all these thoughts going through in your head, thinking, are you actually worthy to be living the life that you're living just now? You're actually worthy to be mixing with the people that you're mixing with. And it's like all this self-doubt and things that go, and fear and shit that goes through your mind. And that was what was stopping me initially to start, until the event happened at the carnival. And I know that's what happens with a lot of people when they begin their journey. That fear and self-doubt will hold a lot of people back, and they won't achieve the goals they want to achieve.
Yeah, we all come from a place, and that's the exact situation that happened with you. We all come from a place of we all start to change from a place of pain rather than a place of pleasure. We wait until the pain gets so intense and so bad, and that's when we decide to make a change.
Yeah.
But that is when you kind of you're past it, and you've got a hell of a lot of catching up to do. But we started coming from a place of pleasure, and instead of focusing on the bad side of things, started looking at what you could achieve, not the couple of days a week and a couple of hours a week and I say bland meals because that's the way everyone thinks that it's going to be, but it's not. Yeah. So they all look at that rather than looking at the place that they want to get to, that happy, confident, productive, energetic self, the one that can go out with their mates and actually have a proper laugh, have the energy to spend with their kids and their loved ones. And that's what these people should be focusing on, rather than waiting for the pain to get so intense, like I did with you when you were walking off that ride. And I know you said to me before, everyone was kind of laughing and staring, and you heard them chatting about you, and that you don't want to. No one wants to be in that situation. So that is why we got to start focusing on the pleasure. And you said you said the fears were what was stopping you, holding you back, essentially. What were you particularly scared of? This is again something that's going to be stopping many people.
Fear of failing, to be honest with you. I had the fear of I've started this. I've got my gym membership. I've got my gym membership. Am I going to be able to go? And is it not only that of having the fear of failing? It's the fear of judgment through others. I remember when I started, I didn't go into the gym. I just went swimming because I was happy of hiding my whole body under the water. And to be honest, what ended up happening most is I ended up spending more time in the sauna and steam room and the jacuzzi rather than the swimming. And then I just basically got my shit together. I was like, you know what? You've got a gym membership. Use it. You can use gym. It's things there that are there to help you. And I just started slowly, very slow steps. I went on the treadmill just to begin with. I'd never been on a treadmill before, ever. Cross trainer, bike. I just did things slowly, and then I started getting into the weights. I started learning more. The more I was going, the more I found that I was actually talking to other regular gym goers, and they were really supportive of me. They're like, oh, we see a difference after 2-3 months down the line. We see a big difference in you. How much weight have you lost now? And initially, I thought these guys were going to be the ones that were going to judge me for being in the gym. You know, and it turned out to be the opposite way around. And that's what I say to all my guys as well. I goes, here's the thing, I goes, don't be scared about being judged, because you're judging them for judging you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. So, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I was going to be judged and I was going to be the biggest guy there. And this is going to be kind of horrible for me to say, but I kind of got happy when somebody bigger than me was in the gym, because it made me feel a wee bit better. Yeah, I honestly felt like once I'd made that initial step that, you know, I was like, this is it. You know, if I'm consistent, I know I've visualised exactly where I want to get to. And it took me 3 years to get to where I want to get to. But hey, you know, I've lost it healthily.
Yeah.
You know, and things have gone from strength to strength. You know, I didn't lose it too quickly where I end up losing like 8 stone and then putting 6 stone back on or anything like that. I lost it steadily, and my daily habits and lifestyle have changed dramatically. An example would be breakfast. You know, I would never have had breakfast 3 years ago. Now I can't start my day without it.
And how about just the general emotions and feelings that you go through just on a normal average day? I mean, how have they changed?
Oh, they've changed a lot. They've changed a lot. Honestly, I feel more confident. Some will say overconfident.
Yes.
But yeah, I feel so much more confident. And that's one thing that everyone says to me when they start is, I want to be more confident. Yeah. I want to be me. And I feel like the true me has now came out. You know, I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't have had the confidence to chat to my wife before we started going out and stuff. You know, and it was just I feel like the whole the confidence barrier is the one for me that's really brought me out as the person that I am now. You know, and I came up with a lot of shit excuses to begin with when I was starting, and now I realise why I was coming up with excuses. You know, is when you've studied it a lot more, you realise, right, okay, these are the reasons why you were coming up with these excuses of fear of failure, self-doubt. This is the barriers that were stopping you from succeeding. And I feel like now I am the true me.
So how do you help your clients? Because your clients and my clients as well, they'll all be going through the same situation, those same fears of self-doubt, of failing, of not thinking they can get outside of their comfort zone. People are always scared of change. You know, people are scared of getting outside their little bubble of comfort where everything's kind of unhappy, but they're settling, and they're just settling for what they've got, something that they're unhappy with, and that's not the way you were supposed to live life. You're supposed to live life to the full. We're supposed to love the way we are, and that just takes getting outside of that comfort zone a little bit more, getting outside of those things, pushing yourself to do things you never thought you'd be able to do. And how do you help your clients overcome those same kind of fears?
I relate to them because I've been through what we've been through, so I understand exactly what they're currently going through. So I can relate to them, and I can say, listen, I go, here's the thing, I felt exactly the way you feel, okay? But what we need to do is we need to realise that if we continue surrounding ourselves with all this negative fear of judgment, self-doubt, you know, fear of failing, we're not going to get anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if you're constantly thinking about it in your mind, that you're never going to get to where you want to get to. And inevitably, the harsh reality is that you're going to stay where you are if you constantly think that. And that's the truth. That is the truth. And for me, it's just really having that brutal, honest aspect, you know, coming out. I don't hold back because I've gone through it myself. I'm not somebody who's been fit my whole life who can say, oh, well, you know, you can just eat broccoli and chicken and you know, we'll hit you hard on all this hard training, you know, high intensity and stuff like that. For me, it's just saying, I've been through what you've gone through, take one step at a time. I think the reason why people fail is because they just want too much too soon.
Yeah.
They want it there and then. And the thing is, you didn't put the weight on there and then. So why should you expect to lose the weight there and then? and so again, it's all the whole fucking fads that come out as well that try and promote that, get into people's minds and try and brainwash them into believing that you can achieve like 6 stone weight loss within 3 months or 4 months, which is just fucking stupid. I'm not going to name any, but it's just it really pisses me off that they can brainwash people into believing that, and then when it doesn't happen, the guys who have tried are the ones that suffer.
Yeah, and it's having an impact on everyone. 95% of the people that come to me have all been through one of those types of fad diets. They've been to either a shit personal trainer that's just popped them on a treadmill and had them run for 30 minutes and then bike for 20 minutes. Just pressing buttons, chatting on their phone. Fucking, I'm sure you've seen it a lot up in Glasgow in a lot of the big box gyms. It happens all the time down here. So a note to any of you guys watching that: if you've got a personal trainer right now and all you do is sit on the treadmill, do a bit of skipping, do a couple of sit-ups, just go and fucking fire them. They're not worth it. They're not going to get you anywhere. They're not going to help you in the long run. You've got to have someone that's going to be there for you, that's going to take you through a range of motions, a range of different motions, a range of different exercises, and that's going to actually show you the things you can do outside and build that confidence so you can go into the gym by yourself. A lot of personal trainers pride themselves on how long they can keep a client. Like, I kept this client for like 5 years. Well, you fucking failed, man. You failed. Because, you keep a client for 5 years and you haven't taught them anything, so they can't go and do it themselves. Fair enough. If they want to stay on because they love the training, they love the atmosphere, they love the community, which a lot of people do. That's great. Yeah. But the whole aim is with our 12-week programs is just get someone to the end of the 12 weeks and for them to be able to go, you know what, great, thanks guys, you've helped me a lot. I've hit my goals. I'm just going to go and do it myself. I'm going to go. I've got the confidence, I've got the knowledge, I've got the ability to be able to go into a normal gym and to be able to keep getting it off, essentially.
That's it. What makes me happy as well is I don't do one-to-one training anymore, but when I did do one-to-one, it's when I'd be training a different client, and another client would be in the gym, and I'd just, at the corner of my eye, I'd be watching what they're doing, and they're following exactly what they've been taught, and I'm like, bang, you've got it, and that's what made me happy. And for me, it's just personal trainers are just more concerned about smashing their clients so they can hardly walk at the end of a session or can hardly breathe at the end of a session, and that's not the way it is. And it's not, and the personal training itself is more than just training at the end of the day. It's more than just the nutrition, it's having the support and helping them in terms of their mindset as well. I remember I had somebody come up to me and she goes, I had a trainer who just did not understand what I was going through the emotional eating, and because I've gone through it, I could relate to her. And one thing that we send out to our clients is an emotional eating guide that's going to help them combat that emotional eating, and this is something that no one or the person she was with could not help her with, and it's just really relating to your clients, and everyone who has like a specific kind of generalized goal, I don't train anybody who wants to be a bodybuilder or anything like that. It's just weight loss for me, and I can relate to that.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. We're the same, and that's what really gets me passionate. Although I've never been massively large, I've had a lot of self-confidence issues with my own body, with conditions I had when I was younger, and the fitness allowed me to get out of that. It dragged me out of that hole. It dragged me out of that unhappy situation that I was in, and allowed me to change. And I can relate to clients that way, and I find that's a huge help as well. And plus we've both done a lot of work on our own mindsets and overcoming our goals a lot more. And I mean, it's not like I'm not saying you should start manifesting, goals and manifesting dreams and just positive thinking, and good things are going to happen, because it doesn't happen that way. But it's got to be combined with action. And once you combine positive thinking with action, because at the end of the day, you're going to get what you focus on. If you focus on the bad things constantly, if you focus on how overweight you are, if you focus on how unhappy you are, how unhappy your relationship is, how much energy you don't have, how you're always tired, if you focus on that, that's all you're going to get. You've got to start focusing on the things that you want to achieve and the things that you want to accomplish. And this relates perfectly with the second A ambition is actually picking a goal and going for it. Because without a specific goal, too many people come to me and they say, you know, I want to lose weight, I want to tone up, I want to get fit. And all that is, at the end of the day, is a dream. It's an ambition. And the way to take that and to actually make that change is to start setting deadlines for yourself. To start, maybe it's a holiday in 3 months. You want to lose, 2 dress sizes, get down into a bikini. Maybe it's a Christmas dress that you haven't been able to fit in 5 years. Whatever it is, or a run or a competition or anything, you've got to have a goal and you've got to have a specific time frame. Because without that time frame, it just becomes unmeasurable. It becomes a dream. And once you start putting those deadlines into place, that's when they start really becoming goals, and that's when you can really start focusing on what you want to achieve and the emotions and the feelings that you are going to achieve when you get there.
That's it. Put a date on it. At the end of the day, whatever it is you want to achieve, put a date on it.
Yeah.
And you're driven to achieve that goal by that date. Yeah. Previously for me, the reason why it took me 3 years to lose the weight is because I didn't have like a date set or anything like that. I was just like, my targets were fitting into clothes, and I didn't have like a date set into when I wanted to fit into these clothes. So the reason that I didn't have a date set is why it took me 3 years. So the results that took me 3 years, some clients are achieving in half the time with me, because from my experience and through all my shortcomings, I've been able to say, right, okay, listen, put a date on it. The smaller the goals you set, the more you're going to achieve. And here's the thing, I put an email out to my clients today, and I said to them that stop focusing on like the weight aspect of it, and stop trying to do so much. And if the weight hasn't gone down, just stop feeling like a failure. And if you're growing as each week goes on, that's a different story. So I told them to just track. This is things that people don't do as well, and this is what makes you get towards your goals a lot more quicker, is track everything you're doing as well. Are you drinking your water? How much water are you drinking? Drinking 3 litres or more? Are you having 20 minutes relaxation to yourself? Are you getting exercising? Keep a track of that and keep a score, and try and better that score every week rather than looking at your weight, because you're not going to feel like a failure if the weight doesn't come down, and eventually your weight will take care of it yourself as well.
Yeah.
If you just continue keeping score and try and getting better as each week goes on, and not as each day goes on, because I think people just expect to go cold turkey. I'm not going to eat chocolate, I'm not going to eat crisps, I'm not going to drink any of this, I'm going to eliminate all that for the next 6 months or 12 months, and eventually what happens is, when you do have a wee bit, it leads to you eating a whole lot, so it's just really trying to balance everything into your daily routine.
Yeah, it's not a diet, essentially, is it?
Yeah.
You should never be able to look at it as a diet. It is changing a lifestyle, and it is, because if you look at your life right now, it's a big bunch of habits, that are making you the way you are, and the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the decisions that you make. Whether that's the small daily decisions, do I get a chocolate bar at the garage, or I'm feeling a bit low on energy, blah, blah, I need this, need a can of Coke, whatever it is, the 8 coffees that I personally drink a day, that's probably my that's probably my little habit that I've still got to get rid of. But the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your decisions. And if you're making those decisions because they're ingrained in habit, that you can't get rid of old habits. The only way to overcome them is to introduce new, more powerful habits that are going to make you feel better and are going to push you over that edge. And there's there's a big talk about addiction and sugar addiction, blah blah blah. And one thing I've really found is that we convince ourselves that we're addicted to these kind of things. We convince ourselves that, okay, I'm feeling low in energy, it's been a tough morning, let's go and get a chocolate bar, let's go and have a can of Red Bull, let's go and do this and this to make me feel this way. Whereas really it's working in conjecture with it. After sugar, you have after a chocolate bar, you have a sugar dip. After a Red Bull, you have another sugar dip. After any caffeine, you come down after it. So all of these things that you think are actually helping are actually making you even worse and are making you feel even worse. We just need to recondition ourselves into actually realising that if we need extra energy, we can go and get, we can drink some water, we can have some coconut oil with some MCTs, and actually get away from that thought process that says we're addicted to these things.
Yeah, that's it. And here's the thing: people go on further ways to escape from the actual reality. People will go on holidays that they don't need. They'll buy expensive cars, they'll buy expensive clothes, handbags, whatever it is. They'll throw anything so that they can try and escape from the problem, and they'll escape. And in your mind, you'll be away from your current problem, your current reality, for a very short period of time. And you want to know the fucking truth is when you wake up the next day, you've still got that same problem.
100%. That's a great point. I'm glad you picked up on that, because we see it so many times. Designer clothes, nice cars, they're all there at the end of the day to hide you. If you're not happy with this stuff, they're there to hide you. They're there to make you feel better. Whereas it would be a lot cheaper, a lot healthier, and a lot more effective in the long term to put that money into a coach, into a trainer. I mean, this isn't a sales pitch, blah blah blah, but it's just us talking, saying it'd be a lot better putting that into a coach and getting a change long term, and then getting things to make you feel even better.
Yeah, that's it. At the end of the day, people put their health last, and some people see their health as an expense. It's fucking ridiculous. I see my life and my health as an expense, but I don't see buying a 20-30 grand car as an expense. It's crazy. It's crazy, and I think that the most expensive, you should see it as an investment rather than an expense. But the biggest investment should be your health at the end of the day, regardless of anything else. It should be your health, and the harsh reality is that people put it last.
And that takes us on to the third day. So we've already had awareness, actually understanding where you are, where you want to change, and the position that you're in, because a lot of people really don't understand how serious the position that they're in. The ambition, the goal, the set targets that you're going to achieve, and that takes us on to the next point, which is action. You go out and you fucking do it. You don't let those excuses, you don't let those little nagging voices on your shoulder tell you no, because we will come up for an excuse for anything. I remember I haven't been to the gym before because I didn't have the right pre-workout shake. We're not, I literally would not go.
I think I've done that before, by the way.
If I hadn't had 4 meals before the gym, I wouldn't go, because I didn't think I'd have enough energy. But it was just me telling myself, and we tell ourselves these stories every day. I'm stuck in traffic. That's my gym time. I'm not going to make it. They asked me to work a little bit later today. That's it. I want to spend a bit more time with the dog. Kind of thing. It's all of these.
You know what that is? That's your comfort zone.
It is.
And the comfort zone does not exist whatsoever.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. It's something that's fabricated in our mind. This is a bubble that we're in, and we're too scared to get out it. That's what holds us back. I mean, that's what leads us to coming up with all these shit excuses as our comfort zone at the end of the day.
Exactly. And a quick point, because one of my clients actually brought it up this week, and I wanted to ask you about it. I mean, she said she's actually lost a couple of friends because one of them she kept taking the stairs instead of the elevator. Because she wanted, and her friend actually got pissy with her about it.
About that, losing your friendship because I'm going to take the stairs, not the elevator. Alright, I don't want to be your friend anymore.
Yeah.
That's.
I mean, we both know what happens, but when it's actually happening to you, when you're actually going through it, it's scary, man. Did it ever happen to you? Did you lose any friends while you went through it?
I lost a ton of friends. And the fact of the matter was that none of those friends were the way I was. Now, the person that I became, or the person that I was actually hiding away and came out, and they hated it, He goes, oh, let's go out tonight, let's go out for a meal, let's go to a restaurant tonight. Yeah, I believe that you should have a social aspect. You shouldn't eliminate your friends, you should enjoy life. But, when you start and every two twice, 2-3 times a week you're going out, that becomes too much. You need to cut down on that. So because I was cutting down on it, I wasn't going out to the cinemas, I wasn't going out out at nights out with my friends, you know, I wasn't just hanging out with them and stuff like that. It pissed them off. And like, what's he doing that's so much more better than hanging around with us?
Yeah.
The thing is, what's better is that I'm changing my life,
Man.
rather than doing the same shit that they're doing. And yeah, they didn't look after the health or anything, but they weren't the shape and size I was. You know, they weren't living the unhappy life that I was living. So they did not understand what I was going through, literally because I put a fake mask on and I was not sharing my problems with any of them.
Yeah.
So they thought I was just the happy guy, the happy bubbly guy, you know, who'd take a piss at himself and make all these big jokes, big fat funny side. But to be honest, for me it wasn't me.
Yeah.
And then when the true me started to come out and when I started actually caring about myself rather than these other people, that's when they got pissy and just, you know, the relationship just broke down and went away. And I had a huge circle, and I'd probably say I've only got 2 really, really close friends, you know, from that time,
yeah,
that are now with me today. And I think the people that I've met within the last 3 years, some people I've met in the last few years, have become more closer to me now than the people that I've known for 10, 15 years. You know, and it's the people who are doing the same thing. The people who are doing the same thing as I'm doing, like me and you. You know, we've only known each other for how long? 3 months. And you know, I remember when I came over to London to stay at yours, and that was the first time I met you face to face. I felt as if I already knew you.
Yeah, I was inviting a strange bloke back to my house. That's not condoning it.
Yeah, no, that's it. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, when I came and it was just welcoming, and it's just as if I felt as if we knew each other, and that's because we're kind of similar.
Yeah, heading in the same direction.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, why do you think those friends turned against you? I mean, was it fear? Was it not, you know, not just purely not understanding the position that you're in, and not having their own drive, their own motivation, their own ability to be able to be as disciplined as you?
To be honest, for me, it was I made them look good.
Yeah.
Really, you know. They weren't as big as I was. They were wearing the designer clothes. You know, I made them look good because they looked better than me. And I think really that's what it was, you know. I was a friend, but I was a fat friend at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I feel like I made them look good. I made them feel better than what they actually were. And the fact is, when I started losing the weight, and when the attention came away from them and then came onto me, because people were going, "You fucking looking awesome, man. You're looking great. How much weight have you lost now?" And then when I was fitting into decent clothes, "Oh, you're looking good, man. Where did you get your jacket from?" And stuff like that. Because before I was shopping in Giacomo. So now I'm able to go into designer outlets and clothes that fit me, and people are complimenting on me. It made me feel better about myself, and because the attention was taken away from them, that's where I feel that, you know, that's where it really, that's why they were the way they were, you know. And now I am in better shape than they are. So yeah, it's
that's another very important point is the people you surround yourself with, and that's why when we build our community, like I said at the beginning, we only take on 40% of the people that we do. Is so you're constantly surrounded by those positive people, those people that are going to lift you up when you're feeling down, those people that are going to push you on and encourage you to achieving more than you ever thought possible, and can relate to you. They're in that same situation. It's why we both don't take on many athletes or bodybuilders or anything like that. Is just to keep that community of like-minded individuals that are always going to be there for you and always going to drag you up and support you. And I mean, at the end of the day, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if you look through those 5 people that you spend the most time with, and you were to rank them out of a 1 or A, B, or C, and you know, A being massively inspirational, B being meh, C being, you know, kind of dragging you down, and you look at which one you've got the most of, that's who you are at the end of the day. And if you want to start making big changes, if you want to start really improving yourself, then you've got to hang around with more A-class people. It
That's
is as simple as that. And I'm not saying, you know, if you've got B's and C's and in your family and in your close friends that you stop seeing them completely or anything like that. But you know, you just got to go and search for these people who make you want to do more, who make you feel better, and who really make it almost effortless to actually achieve things in your life. And that's what it's all about. So we'll start winding it down, man. And before we go, what would you say are the 3 top tips you would give to someone that was going through the kind of situation you were at the beginning? What's the 3 most important things that you think they need to understand?
3 most important things, I'd say number 1 is know where you are just now.
Yeah.
And then question it. So question where you are just now. Are you happy with where you are just now? Which the answer is most likely no.
And
okay.
we'll pop in there because a lot of people might think they're happy, and then when they start looking deeper, they're not happy. They actually believe that lie of that false front that they put in front of them. I know I did that. I did that growing up when I had my skin condition. That's how I felt. Sorry to cut in, buddy, but
no, that's cool. So yeah, like know where you are just now, and question it if you're happy. Obviously, the answer is going to be no, because no one's going to be happy with being overweight, you know. So if the answer is no, then why is the answer no? You know, question it. What happens if you carry on the way you're going? Where are you going to go? And at the end of the day, the more and more you dig deeper and peel those layers, the truth is going to come out in the end. Okay? And that's when you figure out exactly where you are just now. The second one, okay, is what are you going to do to get out of where you are just now? So again, that's looking into coaching, that's looking into gyms, it's looking into some form of regime or a program that's going to help solve your problems. And it's setting goals and targets as well. So having short-term goals, putting a time scale on it so you can achieve them, it keeps you motivated as well while you're going through it. So don't have an open loop, say, yeah, I'm going to lose weight, I want to lose 2 stone. Okay, you want to lose 2 stone. What are you going to do to lose 2 stone, and how long are you going to achieve it? When do you want to achieve it by? If you have an open loop, that 2 stone could potentially take you 6 months to lose, when inevitably it could have taken you 2-3 months to lose. You know, so I'd say have exactly a specific goal of what you want to achieve, and the third one, the most important one, is why do you want to achieve it? You know, what's so important? One thing, I spoke with a woman today, and she goes, I just want to lose weight. All right, you want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? I want to lose 3 stones. I want to drop 2 dress sizes. Okay, that's fine. We know what you want, but why do you want it? And I think the reasons were it was obviously going deep into personal, like, you know, it was personal to her. It was like her husband. She felt that her husband wasn't attracted to her anymore. Her sex life, in her words, had gone down the shitter, right? You know, and she had that kind of fear that because they weren't regularly intimate with each other, that her husband was going to cheat on her. And that's the core reason into why she wanted it so badly, to save her marriage at the end of the day.
So if she didn't want to lose weight, she wanted a better relationship, a better sex life, and more security with her husband. It's the same. If you go and buy a drill, no one actually wants a drill. You know, what do you buy a drill for? You buy a drill for a hole. You want the hole. That's what you're paying for. The hole to put the picture up or to put the shelf in, whatever you do. The drill is just a tool to get you there. The weight loss is just a tool to get you to that happy place that you want to be at. Whether it is a better relationship with your loved ones, more energy to spend time with your kids, more confidence to go out with your friends, be able to actually enjoy a holiday. I mean, people spend £5,000 on a damn holiday and don't even enjoy it and time, you know. Whatever your why is, that is what's going to motivate you, and that is what's going to push you on to achieving more. Is understanding what you actually want to achieve out of it, and you've got to understand that you are the only person that can stop yourself. Not you, it's a he, but but you are the only person that can stop yourself doing this. You know, you are the only obstacle that is stopping you from getting to anywhere that you want to be in life. And once you realise that, and it's just you that you've got to overcome, that's when you can start putting things into place. That's when you can start going out, getting the coaching, getting the knowledge together, and actually starting making a change, and not being hindered, a couple of weeks, a couple of months in, because you've got your why, you're aiming for that why, and anything that pops up, you have full ability and full belief in yourself to realise that you will overcome this. You've just got to find a way. You've got to stop focusing on the negatives. You've got to start looking for that solution and looking for that positive way out. And that's the way I try to live my life, is not focus on the negatives, always looking forward, always looking for that way out, and there always is one. And for every single obstacle, for every single objection that pops up in your life, it is, and this is no motivational bullshit, it is a chance to make you stronger. It is a chance for you to learn, and it is a chance for you to propel yourself forward even more. Success won't go straight, guys. It will kind of go, it'll come out of this, and then you'll get stuck, and then you'll go through a load of resistance, struggling, and then that's when most people will just drop back down. But all of a sudden, you'll go pop, and you'll come back up here, and then you'll go up, and you'll face some more resistance up here, and then this is where more people quit and they drop down. But you can keep going, you just go up. When you're facing a period of resistance and you feel like you're struggling, that's the most important time to keep going, because that's when it's going to start becoming easier.
That's it. And one thing I'd say is that when you start focusing more on the positives, the negative people start drifting away out of your life. Seriously, the more positive that you focus on, and the different person you are, and you just focus on the positives, the negative shit will go, but the negative people will go along with it as well. Yeah. And one thing that I've learned is not to really give a fuck what anybody says about me. Exactly. It will hurt. It will hurt. When you hear something, but at the end of the day, it's like previously, before I would have been like, oh, what are you saying about me? I'd confront them about it. Now I'm like, you know what? I'm actually happy that they've said something about me, because I have such a convenience in their life. And that's what happens with other people when you start making changes and improving your life, and the positive changes and the impacts it is having. The negative people will start seeing this, and they'll try and drag you down. They'll try and hold you. They won't want you to see you going up, so they'll try and pull you down. And they'll start getting pissy when they can't drop you.
Yeah, I had a client go through that again a couple of weeks ago. We had a long chat, and it was at work. It was her work colleagues were very negative towards her, putting her down a lot, and it beat her up, and it really kind of made her upset. And it's just realizing what kind of power they're having over your life, and you are allowing them to have that power. Once you don't allow them to have that power, and you realize that you couldn't really give a fuck about them, work colleagues, whatever, you realize you don't really care about them. You're just allowing them so much power over your life, and you're allowing them to stop you doing the things that you want to do. So, yeah. I think we covered negative people.
Yeah, man, negatives, man. Get them away. Well,
it's been great chatting to you, Zahid, man.
Yeah, man, it's been good. I'm going to be coming down to London, I think, in December, by the way.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm coming down to December, so I think I might come down.
I'll be going away then.
Are you going away? Is it? Oh man, I was hoping we'd get another fish and chips, and then another what was it? Mozzarella sticks from
I don't know what you're going to mate.
Yeah, here's another thing, guys. When I came down to London to see this man here, we decided to. In fact, he took me to a pub straight away. Right?
Come on.
We went. We had fish and chips, and then later on that night as well. I can't remember what you had, but you had more than fish and chips anyway, right? But then. Later on, it was a burger and chips, chicken burger and chips. And then here's the thing, it's a lesson behind this, guys. The next morning when I woke up, and when you woke up as well, Neil, we felt like shit. Yeah. We felt like shit, and it's a thing that I was, I actually feel really dehydrated. I feel really low of energy, and I just feel tired. We didn't get enough sleep, but I just felt like, I just feel like this is not how I felt like in a very, very long. I've not felt like this in ages. And the thing is, people who have that kind of habits feel like that every single day.
Yeah, every single day, and because it's not something that we do often. I mean, we felt a difference, and we kept poor Joe, who was waiting for us. We kept him waiting outside.
Yeah.
we were picking him up from his house, and we said I think 5:45 or something, and he went outside his house, waited, and he didn't want to go in to wake his girlfriend up, so he stayed out there till 6:45 till we got there. But yeah, that's when people feel like that every day, it just goes to show how big a part nutrition plays in the way you feel, and the way you conduct your day, essentially.
That's it. The more crap you put inside your body, the more crap you're gonna feel. Now, I'm not saying stop putting crap in your body, but the more that you do it, it's gonna show in how you look and how you feel as well. And it is shit. It's shit.
Awesome, Zahid. Awesome. Cheers, man. And we'll catch up in December when you're down anyway.
Yeah, man, definitely. I'll give you a shout and we'll get another fish and chips, eh?
I will leave that.
Right, man. Peace out. Catch you in a bit. Peace.